All right, welcome everybody. You could be anywhere but here, but you chose to invest your very valuable time in a message that those of you that have seen it know how powerful it is, and those of you who have not yet seen it will be wowed. I am your host, Edward Pereira. My co-host, good friend, and business partner, Attila Hevesi, is joining us, and the man of the hour, the genius, the Nobel Prize soon to be laureate in finance, Mr. Ed Barsano. He's not even paying attention. So we appreciate you. We thank you. I'm going to bring up some slides and expectations, and then we'll get a little bit of background on how actually Mr. Hevesi and Mr. Barsano have been longtime friends. I as well am good friends, but just not as long as those two gentlemen. So bear with me while I share my screen.
Yep.
Okay, just some quick overview. So I added a word, right? Two things you could expect today. A very transformational message in cash flow, right? We're going to talk about, in our Q&A and our discussion, we'll talk about cash flow and where can you really get true cash flow these days without owning a whole bunch of property with a whole bunch of money out of pocket. But you're going to see something that changes that dynamic. We'll show you how you can buy some of your time back, very valuable time. What's more important than money? Time. It is for me and my family, and I would assume that it would be for you as well. And at the same time, improving a part of your financial future. But that's all up to you. You're going to see a 45-minute deep dive of what this platform is, which is an automated cryptocurrency trader and money management system. That's very comprehensive because it is the only tool in the marketplace that does what this one does. It trades 24/7 for you with no screen time, 10 minutes to set it up. Literally, it's that easy. And then it trades 24/7, 365, or we like to say, and you'll hear several times, it's a set it and forget it system. We're going to show you what I've deemed the $1 billion report, which is part of the system. And it's updated on a monthly basis that identifies optimal trading opportunities. Then you'll see Mr. Barsano in a live demonstration of his platform. The tool has been out in the market since April of 2021, and the results in a 90% down market have been uh, unbelievable, just incredible. And then you'll leave today if you need to leave with nothing other than the wow and understanding this is a process and a system that has proven over 25 years to be successful, nothing but successful. It's purposely programmed to never, ever sell at a loss. So let me bring up this next slide. Questions we already know that you have in your head, right? If you want to read through those, hold us accountable because we're going to answer every question for you. We're going to go through about 45 minutes and then we're going to open it up for questions and answers. We're going to try and not keep you up longer than an hour, 15 minutes, maybe. We do want to make sure that all of your questions are answered. And if some of them are complex, then we'll give you emails in which to uh, send us an email. You can even send us if you're interested in the platform. You can even send us a request to jump on a private Zoom call with you, and we'll continue to answer those questions. So you'll see that the chat's wide open, so that the only thing we ask you to do is be professional. If you're a hater, which I'm happy to say, we've been doing this for a year and a half and haven't had anybody do anything but kindness, and as people have joined the community, are very helpful in their feedback, particularly those people that go, "Yeah, well, this kind of sounds too good to be true." You've got resources that we don't ask them to do anything other than share their experience and share the truth, that will answer a lot of your questions. And so it's not coming from us; it's coming from people that have actually taken advantage of it, improving their personal finances. So with that, just spend another 30 seconds on a disclaimer. You're here for informational and educational purposes only. We're not financial, tax, investment, legal, accounting, advisor, nothing. But we are here to communicate to you extraordinary value that is factual, based. Everything that we say is backed in fact. Even though you're gonna hear some things that are pretty outlandish, we can back them with fact. So with that, let me turn it back over to Mr. Hevesi, and we will get busy.
Thank you, Edward. Good intro. My name is Attila Hevesi, and my job here today is to, again, congratulate you for being here. We appreciate your time. We'll try to be direct. We'll try to be as brief as we can, but there's a lot of information here. We will be doing a Q&A near the end. But let me tell you a little story that's important because I want everybody to know how I met Mr. Barsano in 2012, how this all came about, a little bit about his background. My background is purely financial. I've always been in one financial realm or another in my lifetime. Um, but it's interesting for everybody to know how we met because as a result, we are all here today, and that's pretty cool. So, Mr. Barsano was fortunate enough to get, with his experience of programming that he learned in the Navy, he did get hired by Bill Gates as one of the first 300, 350 programmers at Microsoft. We're talking mid 1980s. And he did extremely well there for almost 10 years, retired a young man, and invested in the stock market. He was bored. And in 2000, he got his clock clean pretty well as far as losing a large portion of his wealth. And he said, you know what? This is obviously unacceptable. This is not a level playing field, but I am going to level the playing field. And that's when he decided to build, for the average person, you and I, a fully robotic, autonomous stock market trader. And he did that and he built it in 2000, launched it in about 2001, and sold the heck out of it for a while. He joined the marketing company in 2012. That's actually when I met him. That marketing company, by the way, sold in 2 years like $16 million worth of licenses, quite a lot of business. But at the end of the day, partnerships are tough. He went back to being solo, and somewhere around 2018, give or take, he sold out to a hedge fund that had purchased many licenses from Mr. Barsano in the past. Now, this is kind of where the story takes a twist. By the way, in September of 2020, I took it upon myself to jump in and learn all I could about the digital money revolution. I'm talking decentralized finance, DeFi, um, cryptocurrency, blockchain, AI, all that stuff, NFTs. I was flabbergasted. Tokenization was already being talked about then. And you don't have to do what I did, but I self-taught, self-learned. I built a portfolio. And about 3 years after that, it was March of 2024. Actually, it was 3.5 years later. I'm sitting at my desk one day and I said, I got a great portfolio, but I'm a cash flow guy. And I believe cash is king is out the window. I believe that's been replaced with cash flow is king. So I tried many cash flow projects within the crypto and blockchain space, and I lost money in 5 out of 6. And it was substantial. Obviously, I made more money than I lost, but nobody wants to lose the kind of money that I lost. And the reason I lost it was because my monies were invested in a third-party wallet or exchange. I didn't have control. So I'm thinking, how can I safely and securely earn that cash flow again that I so much love? And 24 hours later, Mr. Barsano's name popped in my head. I called him. We had a great chat, and he confirmed my hunch because I suspected that somewhere in the last 2, 3 years, he developed from scratch a trader for the crypto market versus stock. As it turns out, he did start from scratch. He built a stock trader again from scratch and then decided, at the urge of many people that already owned the stock trader, to build a crypto version as well. And he launched that in April of 2021. And he said, here's exactly what he said. He said, this is light years ahead of the stock trader. And I've got 4 reasons why. I said, share them with me, please. I'm dying to know. He said, number one, stock market is 5 days a week, 6 hours a day. Crypto's 24/7. Big, big advantage. And I agreed. Number two, you need a lot of volatility to be successful in any kind of trading. And folks, he said, there's no asset class with more volatility than crypto. I agreed again. But number three and number four were really what got me. He says, it's not downloadable software anymore. It's web-based. And I didn't know exactly what that meant. So he says, if you rebuy the license, I could have you live, trading live in about 10 minutes or less. The original version that I bought when I met him in 2012, the stock version was a 60 to 90 minute downloadable, cumbersome software to figure out. But once it was figured out, it did an amazing job of trading for you 100% unattended. So, number four is what I think is the most important thing for everybody out there in cryptocurrency blockchain land, let's call it. And that is safety and security of your money, what I just mentioned 2 minutes ago. He said, number four, he said, Attila, I created an API connection to your own Kraken or Coinbase account so that you and only you control your funds. And I said, that's perfect because there are scams in any new nascent space, especially financial space that comes about. So I thought that was brilliant. And I said, Ed, we got to bring this to the world. So before I introduce Mr. Barsano, I want to make sure everybody understands when we say set it and forget it throughout this presentation today, we truly, truly mean set it and forget it 100% unattended. You don't have to interact with it. Once you're live, if you want to check in a couple times a day and see what your trader's done or is doing, that's fine, but you don't need to interact with it to make it work and make it make money for you. Cash flow. Number two, please understand clearly what this man has really brought forth to the world. No one's ever done it. It's pretty remarkable where without anybody being an accredited investor, without anyone knowing a darn thing about trading, without anybody really knowing anything about crypto or blockchain or the digital money revolution, you could now make money in your sleep and automate a portion of your financial life. And the best part is it's been around 25 years. So Mr. Barsano has optimized this to the point where he's taken all that data over 25 years and made it so all we need to do is make one decision. And that one decision is, do I want to automate a portion of my financial life using software and technology and automation and robotics and AI? And if the answer is yes, you all get $1,000 discount because you are here as a result of knowing Crypto Casey. By the way, Edward and I are the educational arm and the support system for Crypto Casey as it pertains to GoBabyTrade. So we're here to help you. That's why Edward said before, if you need help and a question is not answered for you today, just reach out to the one of two emails that we will provide to you in the chat today, along with the link Edward's going to post there with that $1,000 discount. You go to Mr. Barsano's site, it's $44.99 for a 3-year license. You go to Crypto Casey's site, it's $34.99. So that's a blessing. So I'm pretty much done with my portion. Mr. Barsano, as always, thank you so much for your presence here today and for being with us. I'm going to turn it over to you, and you could maybe cover a little bit more about your background, why you
Sure.
decided to build a trader, and then as soon as you can, get into that amazing visual that you share quite often, which is that bucket in the well. That is pure genius. So the floor is yours, sir.
All right. First thing I want to address
Uh-oh.
is is the it sounds too good to be true.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, what sounds to be good to be true is paved roads and electricity. That we actually have that, especially in a country that's fighting over every little thing. Um, or how about the space program or the combustion engine? I mean, when I talk about, how about bottled water? Not just the fact that they put water in the plastic bottle, but how did they create the plastic bottle? I don't know how many of us regular people could even tell you how plastic is created. I mean, talk about impossible. What I've done with GoBabyTrade is baby. This is baby stuff. I've been doing it 25 years. The trick isn't the technology. The trick is understanding the corruption out there and the scams and how the whole game is skewed against you. That's where the challenge is. It isn't trading the market is a joke. Trading the market is very easy. Automating the market, programming. Again, I've been programming 50 years, and so it's very easy. The biggest challenge is, let me say, the people. The fact that someone would even make that comment. If it sounds too good to be true, then it isn't. Then it can't be true. Or if it was real, he wouldn't be sharing it with you. I mean, these are all psychological questions they're bringing up. That has nothing to do with the market at all. So, it's the brainwashing that's going on out there. Plus the fact that, again, the market is extremely skewed against the public. There's so many scams in there. I mean, let's take something very, very basic, which is probably what I would call the most elementary thing in the world. You loan your money to a bank and they give you nothing, but if you want to borrow the money from the bank, they charge you interest. So why would you loan your money to a bank? For nothing. But yet millions of people do it. There's the question. How about asking that every day? Putting money in a bank, if that was real, nobody with a brain would even be doing it, right? But yet millions of people do it. Millions of people don't mind getting a credit card and letting them charge you 30% interest on that credit card. So that's the challenge. The challenge for me for the last 25 years hasn't been the software. It's always been the people. Right, go Navy, Tony. Here's my Navy ring. But anyways, we can move on. The programming is easy. So let's go into the programming. Let's talk about the software. It clearly works. It's, again, been working for 25 years.
Absolutely.
So let me share my screen.
I make a blanket statement when I speak to people. If I was forced into an elevator and somebody said, "Okay, give me your 30-second elevator pitch about this GoBabyTrade," it would be real simple. You buy the trader, you buy the license, you pick the coins, and when your coin goes up 5%, it takes the profit for you. When it goes down 3%, it buys more at a discount. Conversation over. Now, obviously, you have AIs you're going to discuss in a moment that kick in and can kick in and get you even more profit, but that's it in a nutshell.
But programming is like I said, I've been programming since 74. So that's what is that, 50 years now? Boy, am I getting old or what?
52.
I don't feel like it. I mean, I don't feel like I'm, getting old at all. I mean, I feel like I'm 23 years old. And if I didn't have a wife for the last 44 years, I'd still be acting like I'm 23. All right. But let's talk about the obvious. All right. Let's just talk about why the auto trader clearly works. Okay. What would make it not work? But let's just talk about something that we all know clearly works. And if we had a bucket and a well, and this isn't trick questions or anything like that. If it was water, the bucket has to go to the bottom, all the way to the bottom, and then all the way back up and dump it out. It can't go halfway down and then go back up. The bucket will be empty. It's got to go to the bottom and it's got to go to the top. Okay? Now, if I asked everyone how much water can that pump in a lifetime, I already know the answers because I've done it before. The answers would be millions of gallons, billions of gallons. Those would be the numbers thrown at me. And nobody would dispute that. It's going to pump money or pump water forever. Okay? Assuming a reasonable size bucket and the water basin has enough water. As long as that stuff is true, it'll keep pumping forever and it'll pump billions of gallons of water. No problem. No one disputes that. So I said, well, what if it's the crypto market and the price of the coin doesn't have to go all the way down and it doesn't have to go all the way up. All it's got to do is wiggle. Like this. Go down a little, buy, go up a little, sell. Down a little, buy, go up a little, sell. And do that forever. And if it goes lower, hold that, what you would call a loser that is underwater. It's really not. You haven't sold it at a loss. You still own the inventory. You still own the position, but the action is lower now. No matter where it goes, you're always going to be pumping money forever. And then you're going to get crazy windfalls. We all know some days the coin will jump up 50% or 20%, stuff like that. And a well-seasoned auto trader has lots of inventory that's underwater, so that when you do get a big jump like that, all that inventory you had that was underwater is no longer underwater. You sell it. So you've got the market trapped. It can never go down without paying you. So I call it, I punish the market. I don't know who I'm punishing. The whales, the wealthy, the people controlling these prices, because it's not you and I guarantee you that. Are you? How many of you are out there pounding the market, just driving prices up and down? The fact is, none of you. You couldn't even move the market if you wanted to. So it's the whales, it's the people with the billions of dollars in the market that are driving the market wherever they want to drive it, up and down. They have discovered, I can tell you what they discovered over the years, they have learned that the public always looks at their account value. So all they have to do, say a wealthy person wants to buy $30 million worth of a coin. And they do, believe me, they buy that and much more. If they want to buy $30 million worth of a coin, they need $30 million of people willing to sell $30 million worth of that coin. Well, nobody, do you have $30 million worth of a coin that you're dumping tomorrow? The answer is no. Neither do I. So what they do is they drive the price lower. And when they drive the price lower, that makes the person's inventory, all of our inventory, go lower. So your account value goes down in value. And that is what people stare at, is the account value. So they feel like they're losing, and their friends and family tell them, get out, you're being made a fool of, you're going to lose everything. This market isn't even real, cryptos aren't even real. And I can tell you, because I have my finger on the pulse. I see it and I hear from it. I get the emails, I get the text messages, people saying, should I sell my coins? Should I stop buying more? And I'm like, no. Why? The biggest money you're going to make is what you bought at the bottom and sold it higher. So I've got the market trapped. When they go lower, you're always buying more at the lower price. Remember what Hillary Clinton said? She said, when they go low, we go high. She meant morally, I guess. I say, when they go low, we go low. And then what do they want to do? What do you want to do, market? You're going to go lower? Because if you go lower, I'll buy more at a lower price. But that means you can never wiggle it. You can never do what a normal chart does. A normal chart, if you look at it, this is what the coins are doing. They're going up and down, up and down, up and down. So they can't just go down, 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 down and run the coin out of business. Are they going to run Bitcoin out of business? Are they going to run XRP out of business? So either they're going to go higher and go all the way up like that just did, or they're going to wiggle. And if they wiggle, either way, I win. If you go higher, I'll sell off inventory that I bought at a higher price. I'll sell off this inventory that was higher. And if it goes, and if they want to go, and if it's lower and they go up, then I'll just keep buying and selling on the wiggles, on the bounces, up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm going to take money in perpetuity. So when you say that can't be real, there's nothing that would make that not real. There's nothing here that says this isn't real. This is absolutely real. If you believe a bucket and can get water and keep pumping water and pump billions of gallons, why wouldn't you be able to pump billions of dollars? It's the same thing. And the bucket doesn't have to go all the way down. It doesn't have to go all the way up. You don't even care where it goes. Just buy it and then sell it at a higher price. That's commerce. Again, let's talk common sense. That's just how commerce works. Commerce has been around for thousands of years. I didn't invent it. Again, it's the people not understanding just basics, I guess. Because if you own a 7-Eleven, how does a 7-Eleven work? You put product on the shelf that you bought at a lower price and you sell it at a higher price. Done. It's very simple. It's so simple. It's elementary. This is something that should be taught to kids in probably 4th to 6th grade, I would say. Just common sense, basic elementary stuff. How to run
Hey,
a
Ed,
sub.
do you think, speaking of real, do you think you could share one of your traders?
Sure. Let's jump on. Let's jump into a trader. If you
Yeah, that would be
understand this, then you understand how simple the market really is.
exactly, exactly. And I just want to let everybody know the thing that got me when I met Mr. Barsano in 2012, the key thing that he just said 2 minutes ago is, I've got the market trapped. And that's what helped me understand that I can't lose with this thing. He really does have the market trapped because I used to own the stock trader and I own a stock trader now and a crypto trader. And it's evident by the results. He's got the market trapped. That's a beautiful
For,
thing.
for 25 years, I've been working to trap the market. I've been constantly looking at each of the corrupt pieces. There's so many things in the market that are skewed against the public. Kind of like a simple thing, a very elementary thing, like a limit order. Many of you don't know what a limit order is. That's where if I bought a coin and I want to sell it at a higher price, and I put a limit order out at the exchange and say, if the price goes, it's down here now, but if it goes up here, I want to sell it. If you put that in public view, if you submit a limit order at the exchange, all the professional traders, not all, but a lot of them, are looking at your order. They're saying, oh, so as the price goes up to it, tries to approach your order, the professional sitting in trading houses, that's called prop houses, if you will, they say, well, why don't we buy and sell it right under his price? If there's buyers out there, they'll buy ours at this price so they can buy and sell under you. And you never notice when a price is starting to approach your target price, your limit order, that it won't go there a lot of times. It'll approach it and then it'll turn down because they dried up all the buyers down here. It never reached your goal. That's a very simple thing that I learned in 2001 sitting in a day trading house, in a professional prop house, watching them trade. I mean, I even asked them. I bought some Microsoft back in 2001, and I said, and I just verbally kind of said out loud in this. It was a bunch of just tables. I said, I bought this Microsoft. How do I know when to sell it? Somebody walked up to my right shoulder and he goes, "That's easy. Just sell it right under that guy." I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Making fools of the public. Stop losses, same thing. If you change the name of a stop loss to lock-in loss, you wouldn't even use it. You wouldn't use a feature called lock-in loss, yet that's what you're doing. You bought it up here, price goes down here, you sell it at a loss. You just locked in that loss. I never locked in a loss here. When the coin went lower, when the price went lower, I didn't lock in any loss. I held it and I waited for it to go above it. I used to say this all the time in front of large audiences. Um, I'd say, any of you think Bank of America is going to go out of business anytime soon? And it was $10 a share at the time. Everybody in the audience would say no. I'd say, then trade the heck out of it, man. It's just free money. It's just numbers going up and down. I've got people that have been following me trading SLV in the market, the silver ETF, SLV. For the last 20 years, that's all they've traded for 20 years. They've been cleaning up, even though the coin never broke out. It would go from 22 down to 11, back up to 27, back down to 19. It would just go up and down and up and down, and they would just keep pumping money, right, for free. And now the silver ran to $90 a share. So it didn't need to go to $90 a share. But when it did go up, it just means you just sold off everything you owned, which is fine. You just sold off all that inventory that was underwater. You just sold it all off. I call the whole crypto market an insult to humanity, the whole stock
Hmm.
market too. But let's go to look at my trader. Let's go to my trader. And what do we want to talk about on here? This is,
Well, the first thing I would like you to talk about, if you could, is the dashboard on the light blue section. Just explain to everybody what each
all
section is,
right.
and that's the bulk of it,
Well, this shows whether you're paper trading or live trading.
right?
There's videos on every page. I got videos here. There's videos on every GoBabyTrade page, every trader page. It shows the current account value. You don't see this server that it's running on. I see it. Your auto traders are running on all of my servers. I've got racks of servers in a big giant cage at what they call a co-location center, so that you don't have to download software and run it on your computer and worry about your computer running or your internet being up or you worry about Windows updates messing things up. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff because the auto traders are running on my servers. This is a website. Your auto trader, as far as you're concerned, is this web page, gobabytrade.com, the web page. Okay? So so you don't have to worry about what server it's on because it bounces around to different servers when you log in. You don't know what server it's going to be running on.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter what server it's running on, but it's always running. If a server crashes, which could happen when you have a lot of servers, a server might just crash, a power supply could go out, something like that. Within 10 minutes, another server will pick up your trader and start running it. So you never really stop running. Um, so it has your account value, the profits you've taken today, today's profits, your 30-day profits, and your total profits since I started it on 12/19/2021.
So, Ed, question: most people ask somewhere in the Q&A after you show this, what did you start this trader with?
200. I
200K.
started all
Okay.
my traders with 200,000. Well,
200K.
actually, I started my last trader with 150, but but
Okay.
I usually start them with 200.
So you're just a little bit over 4 years and it's generated just under $1 million in total profits
Yeah.
in that's incredible. Now,
Because what happens is your profits add up forever. They
yeah,
always go up. You never have a losing trade
right.
unless you do it yourself manually. Or some once in a while, for some of you may have noticed, once in a blue moon you'll get a crazy drop. Something crazy will happen in the market and you'll sell something for minus 88 cents. That's just so oddball once in a year. You hardly ever see anything like that. But it's not like you're selling things at a loss. I mean, my gains are just it's just free money. $566. That was on the 19th. The 18th, $468. You know, you're the market is we've been on almost a straight down market. And the auto trader just keeps taking and taking and taking and taking and taking. It's just, you have a day when things go up and you'll sell a bunch off. It's just, you can see it down here. It's just all, I call the market free money. I call the market an insult to humanity, actually. Um, but then you have your current profits saved here. The default is save 100% of your profits. And there's a reason for that because you can really see the power of the auto trader when you're saving your profits. The auto trader's job is to make money. How you spend your money is on you. I've got a Coinbase Visa card. I was hoping I had my wallet here. I don't have it. But I have a Coinbase Visa card that I use everywhere I go. And I call it the card that keeps on giving. It's just like free money. Because I can't spend the money that it makes. I mean, I bought a Range Rover a couple of years ago for 200,000. I just took it out of my profits saved, my save bucket down here. But the inventory, this open positions P&L here, this is the number that I was talking about. This number goes up and down as the price of the coin goes up and down. And if they really want to drive you out of a coin, they'll really drive the price of that coin lower and lower and lower. Now, there's two benefits to that to driving it down. Number one, it gets the little guy scared because it drives down your account value. And so a lot of people, the amateurs, will dump their shares at a loss. They'll say, "Oh, this coin's not really moving. It's terrible. It's going the wrong way," and they'll sell it all at a loss, the whole inventory, which they should never do. But they'll do it manually. Somebody will go to the broker and just sell it all off. But GoBabyTrade users, we don't care about where the inventory's at, because this is a number that goes up and down, but this number over here in the closed positions P&L column, this number only gets higher. It's like throwing marbles in a jar. Just keep throwing them in there and watch that jar fill up and spill over, because there's nothing they can do to stop the money from coming. The constant flow of money for the rest of your life. It trades and it just keeps taking profits in perpetuity. And it works no different than a 7-Eleven would. If you look down here at the profits, when there's no profit there, that means it's an open. If you look on the left, you can see it says open. The opens are just blank here, and the ones that are sold profitably have numbers. And you can see it's just a constant buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling, just like a 7-Eleven. You put product on the shelf and you sell it at a higher price. Again, I didn't invent commerce. So if you want to talk something, if you think commerce is impossible, because that's all you're saying. If you say this is impossible, then all you're saying is 7-Elevens and Quick Marts and the gas stations and every grocery store, they're all wrong. They're all wrong. Because if I'm wrong, then they're wrong. Because that's all I'm doing is putting product on the shelf and saying that I'm going to just keep taking profits in perpetuity. You can't stop it. You can't stop it unless there's no market, unless there's literally there would be no crypto market if that was the case. And and sometimes a coin like ACH here, it went up on January 26th for 5 days straight. And while it was going up, it was wiggling up and down. So while it was going higher, I was selling off inventory I bought at a higher price. The inventory I bought up here, while the price was going higher, I was selling that off. But then while it was going higher, it kept bouncing. And that's where you see the opens in the middle of the closes. It's like, fine, I'll buy more. I'll open more while you wiggle on your uptrend. So now I'm double dipping. I'm actually selling off the inventory I bought at a higher price. And I'm also buying more inventory while it's going higher. And it's just, I'm double dipping. I love it. I love the market. The market's such an insult to humanity. It's the easiest game in the world. It's simply the easiest thing I've ever seen. But it's taken me 25 years to conquer the market, I'll be honest. Because I was drinking the Kool-Aid like everybody else is. And I thought there was more to it than that. I thought I had to know more about stuff. And what I realized is all the classes out there that are teaching are all wrong. They're teaching the wrong stuff. The classes for how to trade the market. The people even teaching the class aren't even trading the market. They're lying. And they're teaching all wrong information. They'll tell you if a coin goes down, if it goes 3% the wrong way, sell it at a loss. Let your winners run and cut your losers and all that baloney. The biggest money, if you're waiting for a coin to go up before you buy it, I mean, you can't wait for the school bus to pull in before you buy any potato chips to put on your shelf, because you won't have any potato chips to sell. You got to buy the potato chips in advance, put them on the shelf, and then when the school bus pulls in, you sell it. You buy your inventory in advance while the market's not up. And then when it goes up, you sell the inventory. If your biggest concern is, am I trading a coin that's will go out of business? All right. Now, I was telling you one thing here. Number one, they drive the price down. That scares people out, right? But number two, it's also lowering the price to an insultingly low price. So while the amateur is out there dumping his shares, who do you think is loading up at the bottom? We observed that in the 2000 crash. when all of us amateurs sold out because we didn't know any better. And when they pushed the coin or the stocks to a record low, they did the same thing in 2008 with the bank stocks. They pushed the bank stocks down to $1. The public got out. The whales loaded up at $1. Then they rocketed the bank stocks to $50 a share and made a fool of all of us. So it's taken me years to unlearn all the misinformation. It's not easy. I will say this. It's not easy to be the abstainer. The one guy in the room saying you're all wrong. How many of you can do that? That takes managerial courage, I call it. To be in a room full of 30 other people and tell them you're all wrong. That's tough. It's a hard place to be. I admit it, but I'm used to it because I've been dealing with it for years. But I'll tell you, the market is just free money,
Do you
and
think
there's
we
no
could now
disputing it.
maybe, I'm sorry, Ed, I don't want to step on you, but do you think we could move to the all-important billion-dollar report? Because you created that about a year ago,
Mhm.
maybe a little bit less, and it's a godsend for people. It's really
Yeah,
it's
some
called the
people call it
highest
the
trade
billion
count,
dollar
folks.
report.
Yeah.
Some people call it the billion-dollar report. And it's no different than if you were running a 7-Eleven and you want to know what are the products to put on my shelf that are going to move the most. I don't want to sell iodine in my 7-Eleven. It's going to eat up shelf space and nobody's going to buy it. Some of you older folks might know what iodine is. I'm sure a lot of other people don't know what it is. I know what iodine is. If you get a cut, you put iodine on it, right? That's how we grew up. Anyways, instead of going to doctors. Um, in any case, so if you're running a 7-Eleven, you want to know what are the biggest moving items. Same thing here. I'm just running a 7-Eleven without the bricks and mortar. I have this trade counts report, the highest trade counts, and here it is. You can go to the website and see it. It shows you look at the previous year's closed right here, this middle column. 1,500 trades over the last 12 months. 1,485 trades, 1,389. They go lower as you go lower. 1,369. Swift has been up there in the number 1 and 2 for the last 6 months with 1,485 trades in the last 12 months. Okay, now these are the biggest movers at the top. Like, look at the top 20 coins. Just great coins. AST, ASM, Carat, XCN, PRCL, MOG, they're just SPX, Zcoin, ZEC. I mean, these, 1,127 profitable trades in the last year. And that's averaging 89 trades a month. Okay? Now, if you go to the bottom of the report, that's where you're going to get all your junk. We're 200 trades in a year, 229, 212 trades. You can see out here one trade. These are monthlies on the right. One trade in a month, 10 trades, 10 trades, 7 trades, one trade, 0 trades, 0 trades in a month. Man, what a waste. 7 trades, 8 trades. I don't want to fill up my auto trader with junk like that. I want to be at the top, where I'm getting, 200 trades in a month, 61 trades in a month. I want to, all the GoBabyTrade clients are trading coins that make money, that have, that have good, steady money every month, constantly buying and selling, the biggest movers. So, that's what this trade's all about, or this report is all about, and once you find the best coins, you want to stick with them. You don't want to look on here because this is a monthly report. In February, a new report will come out. This is the January report that covered up to December. You see December 12th here. And the month before that is November. So
Hey,
in
Ed, let me
February, January will show up on here. But you don't want to be swapping your coins out every month trying to chase the biggest movers. The biggest
Right.
losers are up here, and they'll stay up here.
Let me interject a couple of things. First of all, it is a common question for us to get asked, which coin should I choose? I got great news for you. If you stick to the top 30, 40 here, you'll be just fine. But Mr. Barsano, when you get your trader, he has a one
Suggested three coins.
suggested three coins. It's called the default button. It's in a gray box. You click on that. It defaults to three of the highest trading volatile coins that exist that he's done very well with.
That
And you don't,
everybody, that not just me, but a lot of clients,
yeah.
thousands of clients are using those coins and trading them.
And I can't stress enough. If you're less trading with less than $2,000, you really don't need more than one or two coins. Once you go over 5,000, let's say 5 to 10, 3 to 4 coins are plenty. You don't need more than 3 to 4. At the most, if you've got over, let's say, 50 to $100,000 trading, maybe five,
That's it.
that's all you need. You do not
Yeah.
need 10, 20, 30, 40 coins.
We've
That's
got clients with $1 million accounts. They're trading 5 coins and that's
yeah,
it. You
yep,
don't need it. You don't benefit by loading up your trader with 50 coins
exactly.
because number one, you're diluting your money. If you're trading on with 50 coins, then you're only allocating your funds to 2% of your money per coin because that adds up to 100%. If you have 10 coins, you're doing 10% per coin. 10% times 10 coins is 100%. If you only have 5 coins, it's 20% per coin. So 3 coins is like 34% for one coin and then 33% for each of the next two. And my auto trader I started with just these coins, ACH, Doge, GRT, and SHIB, and I've been trading these same 4 coins for 5 years. I don't even change the coins. Because I've got the coins, I've got each of these coins trapped at the bottom. What I say is a well-seasoned auto trader has lots of inventory. This one, you can see the number on here, 21. 21 lots. That means it bought that coin on 3% drops 21 times. And while the coin dropped 20, that far down, 3% times 21 is 63, a 63% drop. Because if you keep adding on 3, 6, 9, 12, all the way down 21 times, the coin will have dropped 63%. So you got ACH, Doge, which 24 lots. Now I say GRT's been in play where the coin price has been going lower and lower, but the company is a fantastic company. I don't even know how you have crypto without GRT, without the graph. They've got 70,000 clients using them. From a company perspective, I'm like, I don't see how crypto goes on without GRT. But yet they drove this price to a record low. This thing was $1 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Now it's at 3.5 cents. It's sitting at its all-time low, and I'm like, that's fine. You want to go down there, but it's still wiggling. It's still wiggling. I'm still buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling at the bottom. So I frankly don't care where you drive it to as long as the coin stays in business. But I
Yeah.
believe it's going to rocket up. This market, let me say this, has been in a downtrend for the last 4 years. It's been trending down. We always have like these coins might have an update for a couple days and then they'll have another 4 days of down days. So it's been on a long-term downtrend. But I believe once the whales and BlackRock and all them have enough shares, they've already owned 95% of the shares. The public only has 5% of the cryptos. They're trying to corner the market. They want to own it all. But once this market turns up and starts trending higher, man, it's going to be off to the races just selling off all this beautiful inventory.
Well,
Um,
another thing that we get asked a lot about is how much money. I don't have that kind of money maybe to invest when I buy the trader. How much money can I start with? Can you show the top traders report? because
Yes,
that's,
that's also on the
yeah,
website. You can go to
yes.
Top Traders
So while you're
and
while you're pulling that up, let me make sure everybody knows that to DYOR, do your own research. When you go to the previous screen, Mr. Barsano just had up that showed all those categories. You could click on all those up top, and there's like 18 videos there. There's the top traders he's about to share right now, the highest trade count, which he covered 5 minutes ago. There's a sample trader. You know, your job is to be skeptical. I don't blame you if you're skeptical. If you are skeptical, guess what? You could come to this site every day for the next week or two or month and pull up that sample trader and see what that trader is actually doing every single hour of every day. It's a real trader. It's
right.
actually,
And then,
yeah.
but here's the Top Trader report. It
Okay.
shows the top 50 traders. It shows
These are actual
there's,
clients, right?
yeah, yeah. There's,
Yep.
it eliminates any trader that has a manual trade. If they do a manual trade, they're off the report. They don't show up
Okay.
because, we can't trust it. You don't know what's going on if they're manually trading. This is full automation. Plus, it eliminates all the real big accounts. Um, because
Hmm.
I used to just show the top traders all the time, and the a lot of bigger accounts would just clutter up the whole screen. And I was getting the feedback that I was receiving was people were saying, I don't have $1 million to trade with, so this is over my head. And I'm like, all right, let me eliminate the big accounts and just leave normal size accounts, reasonable size accounts on here. I mean, this one's got 13,000, 31,000. There are bigger ones here too, 212,000. I mean, I didn't get rid of all the big ones. Not all but the bigger ones, $500,000 accounts and above, I eliminated those. So this is what it started with. That's a starting balance 1 year ago, a trailing 12 months ago, I should say. And he made $465. Doesn't sound like much, but Warren Buffett would be all over this trader if he could see this, because that for that investment, he actually that's a 284% return. Here's a guy that started with $5,000 and took $8,251 off the table. That's the beauty of the auto trader. Every day or every other day, every few days at most, it's constantly giving you actual money. You're not sitting around waiting a month for a statement to come in the mail like a bank. It's or a bond or a mutual, or what do they call them, mutual funds and all whatever they have, all those things where you put your money and then you sit around and you wait for them to send you a statement that tells you made 8 cents. This thing is cranking out money that is real money. You can take it and use it the day you make it. It's just constantly pumping out money. So here's a guy that started with, let's say this one, $1,600. He took $2,494. He more than doubled his money. I mean, he took 153%. Oh, well, no, he didn't. That's not a double your money, but 153% return. No, that's over 100%. So yeah, he more than doubled his money. We don't show the ending balance because people are taking money out and spending it, and so the ending balance is just people always asking what is the ending balance and what does that mean and all that. It's like what's the important thing is, are we taking profits? Are we completely clocking free money? It's just like a 7-Eleven, how much profits did it make? Not what did they do with the money after they made the money. So that's the important thing, is just keep taking profits. Guy started with 13,000, took 20,000 off the table. That's 150% return. You can even click on view details and it shows you this guy's trading one coin. That's it.
Wow.
ZEC.
That's cool.
He's trading one coin. His profit goal, we have the default settings in there already. You don't have to do anything, but he changed his profit goal from 3% to 2%.
Yeah.
And he's
Good
adding
stuff.
on 4% drops for a max lots of 40. If you're adding on 4% drops times 40, he's actually added down to a 160% drop, price drop. The coin can't drop 160%. The most it could drop to is 100%, and then
Yeah.
it would be out of business. So he ought to fine tune that a little bit.
Yeah, that's what happens when
What's
you
going to
try.
happen is the software will automatically fine tune it for him because
Mm,
it'll stop at 100% drop, right?
yep, yep.
Um, so here's one. This guy here. Now look at this guy here with his $1,600 account. He's actually got, look at all these coins. And it looks like he just grabbed all the top coins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He put 10, the very thing I say not to do, he did. But it's okay. He started with 1,600 and he took $2,400 off the table. He just grabbed all the top coins. He did the same thing I did. I recently opened up another account and I grabbed the top 5 coins off the list.
Hmm.
And
Ed,
he's
this is
got a
great.
5% profit goal with a
This,
3%, adding on 3% drops for 25 drops. He's got a 75% trade down to. What that means is anytime you buy a coin, the first time you buy it, I call that the top. And if he's trading down to a 75% drop, I call that my trading window, a 75% drop. And that means as long as the coin stays within that 75%, you're just going to trade in perpetuity. You don't even have to wake up and do it. Sleep till noon every day, folks. You don't even care. The auto trade, I haven't even looked at my auto traders today. I'm looking at this first one over here, but I really wasn't, I haven't really even looked at it, to be honest with you. I just been talking about it. I can see today's move. This coin's up 5, almost 6% ACH. This one's up 2%, 2.12. This one's up 2.17. Great. This one's up 2.16. So we're having an update. That's nice. Let's see if my auto trader sold anything today. No, it didn't. So it's fine. I can click on ACH here. See this plus? I can expand that and it'll actually open up the window. And it shows me I'm still down 2.9% on my last lot that it purchased. This is the one that matters, the top one, the most recent one that I bought. So until that's down 3%, or I think I'm set to 5%, I'm not sure, I'll look. But until it drops enough to whatever the strategy says, it's not going to buy more. It's actually telling me when it's going to buy more. If the price goes to 0.11287, and the buy, you buy on the ask, that's up here, 0.12. So it's the price. The current price has to drop to 11287 before it's going to buy more. So the software already knows when it's going to buy more. It's telling you ahead of time when it's going to buy more. It's just not floating that as a limit order at the broker. We're invisible. What's going on in your trader is hidden in your trader. We don't float the order to the exchange until it's ready to actually do the trade.
yeah,
Until the
that's
price is
brilliant.
actually where we want it. Plus,
That's
it has a
actually,
target goal. It's telling you my target profit goal. Let me get back up there. Target profit goal right here. It's got to go to 13780. 013. And the current price is right here. Current bid price is 012. So it's got to go up to 13780 to sell. So it's telling you when it's going to buy more and when it's going to sell the one you have to let you know in advance what the profit goal is. So
hey
it's
Ed, this is
not a
this has
black
been
box.
this has been amazing. I got to stop you at this point because it's real important to get into the Q&A at this time. We got about 20 minutes left. And I want to give people enough time to ask their questions and give enough time for you and possibly Edward and I to answer a few. So I appreciate you covering all the highlights of your trader, the highest trade count, the top traders, um, the AI. You showed the dashboard on the left in the light blue, You showed a lot of information, so we really appreciate it. Um,
Cool.
let's get into the Q&A now. Edward, are you ready to attack the Q&A? We got some good questions lined up. You're muted, Edward.
I'm having some tech issues on my side. My screen's locking up, but it's good for now. But I may need you to take over. But let
Let
me
me
take
know.
Sam. Very, very interesting. Sam says, Mr. Barsano, if a person were to just put all of their money into Bitcoin on the date you started GoBabyTrade versus someone who put the same amount of money into GoBabyTrade, investing strictly into Bitcoin, not GoBabyTrade, uh, who would come
Who would
out
have
ahead?
won?
Right. Who let me tell you. While he put that question in there, I put it into Chat GPT. You're gonna be stunned with the answer. I know I was. So if ChatGPT says if you invested $1,000 in Bitcoin in April of 21, it would now be worth $1,551. Because I mean, given the price fluctuation, and obviously, Sam, you understand that if you were just to trade Bitcoin, you would have caught every up and every down over that period of time. So here's what happens. Um, GoBabyTrade would have been worth 89,000. Your trading Bitcoin would have turned into $89,551 trading it, not just buying and holding it. If that's not a testament of how powerful this machine is, and this platform, I call it a machine lovingly, it's a platform that just doesn't fail. So
Yeah.
great question, because it prompted me to go ask that question, and stunned at the answer.
See, the problem with what you just described, Sam, is you're describing being a buy and holder.
Mhm.
All right. If you would have bought ACH and just sat on it at 12 cents a share, which is where it was 4 years ago, and it is now just a little over 1 cent, that coin has dropped 90% in value. And this is where millions of people trading the market are just getting killed because they went in up here with all their money, and then when the coins dropped, they're sitting around for 4 years because the coin's moving around like this, but they're not making any money because they put it all in up here. They're waiting for it to go all the way back up before they even break even. With us, we're already profit wise, we're way up here. We don't, even though the coin price is all the way down here, we don't care. This We're talking about a life trader. The name of this trader, instead of GoBabyTrade, should be called Life Trader, because it's going to trade in perpetuity. It's going to keep pumping money out for the rest of your life. I've heard people say it's the ultimate savings account. Instead of dumping my money into a bank account, I could dump my money in the USDC in Coinbase or USD in Kraken and let the auto trader trade and make monthly profits, and there's the profits. And that's a very slow month. Watch when this market takes off, watch that turn into 30,000 a month or more. Watch when we really get some movement. Right now the market's really in the gutter. They're pushing it lower and lower. But that's when to get in, is when
Yeah.
things are down. And another thing, I do want to say one thing about sentiment. Anytime you feel like your coin is down, that what I call that is internalizing it. You're saying, I'm down, I'm down. Why don't you stop and think for a minute that BlackRock is sitting on billions of these shares? They are down. Fidelity, they are down. Vanguard, they are down. Trump, with his $7 billion worth of crypto, he is down. You know why? He didn't buy it all at the bottom. They were buying all the way up here while it was going lower, 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 lower. And they're not taking profits the way we are. We're actually net positive, even though the coin price is going lower and lower. So
Right.
I never feel like if I'm down, they're down. And you want to steal a few $1,000 from me, but you're going to be stealing billions of dollars from those guys. You're stealing pennies from me in a down market. if I was to sell.
Yeah.
So I don't
We
feel like
got
I'm down at all. They're the ones driving the prices, not me.
great, great responses from both of you, Ed and Edward. I love it. Okay, let me get Bill. Bill says, do you have to pick from the list of the $1 million report list, or can I just put a coin from Coinbase in like roll, ROLL? Listen, as long as it's on Coinbase and that's your exchange you're going to connect to your trader, you could pick whatever coin you want. But suggestion, stay in the top 30 to 50 coins. You can't, those are the blue chips, in my opinion, as far as you see the volatility, you see what they've done, or you could always hit that that button that says what is it called again? Ed, the button you have
Default.
with the default button. Thank you. I don't know why that left my head. The default button, which has the highest volatile coins that have done very well. Don't pick a
However,
coin.
we have exchange symbols here under your menu. You're gonna always go to this menu inside your trader. And because I heard you mention a symbol just now, was it R? What was it?
ROLL. I've never heard of it personally.
And that's why, let me go here. Let's go and look. You said Coinbase,
Yep.
symbol name, and let's look for ROLL. It's going to be in this fourth column down here. This tells you every coin that you're allowed to trade in the trader. I don't see ROLL
Yep,
here.
I don't see it
I
either.
don't see it. So that coin would not be available if that's the symbol that's
It's got
real.
to be on Coinbase or Kraken if you're using Kraken. It's got to be on that exchange because the API connection is to your exchange. So,
Right. Let's look at Kraken real fast.
okay. Oh, there it is. It's on Kraken.
So it's on Kraken. Here it is here. So it's not available on Coinbase, but it is on Kraken.
Yep. Interesting. Okay. That's a great tool you have there. Thank you, Bill, for asking
In the
that.
menu.
Yep, appreciate that. Sam, Sam is asking, Mr. Barsano, as the crypto market becomes more mature, don't hold your breath, guys. That's going to take about 10,
Not
15
sure
years.
where, yeah, that's
Uh,
10 or 15 years out.
do you think it will have less volatility and therefore less profitability like the stock market?
I don't think so. I think we're at the infancy of something very, 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 very big.
For
Um,
sure.
Look at it this way. Look where the stocks are right now, the stock prices, way up here. Look where the crypto market is right now, way down here at the bottom.
Right. You can't even see both of your
I
hands. It's down so
believe, I
much.
tried to get it inside the screen.
You
I
can't.
believe that the smart money is coming out of the stock market and flowing into the crypto market, but they're doing it in a nice, subtle way where you're not noticing it. I believe a lot of big money is going into the crypto market. They are loading up on these prices at these insultingly, and I call this an insultingly low prices. They are
Yep.
loading up like crazy.
Okay. Well, let's do this. Appreciate that answer. But Anya's got an important question. She just bought the trader this weekend. She says, I just signed up over the weekend. Thank you. She's been eyeing this for about
And
a year, and she came into a little money. So she trusts Crypto Casey's insights and caution and appreciates her for sending her to us. Not sure if she says, I'm not sure if my question is appropriate for here or if I should email you. No, this is appropriate. I'm curious about manually changing the coins via manual option on my trader. I'm not clear how that works behind the scenes. I added rows to my paper trader and changed the percentage of coin allocations, but not sure how that all goes down and when I'm screwing things up by making those kinds of updates. Or if I think she's asking, am I screwing things up?
well, you can add, I don't know, it depends on how much money you have in there and how many coins you're trading with. But if I add rows right here, I would hit, instead of spread, if I spread percents equally, it would be 20% each for 5 coins. I would hit spread funds equally, which is on the right. This
Hmm.
is the funds remaining. So I would kind of spread that, click that to start trading it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. with adding another coin, but I would go to the highest counts report and search for ROSE. It's on line 242. 605 trades in a year. That's half the trade count of the top traders.
Yeah, just scroll up. Anya, if you were to scroll up to the top 30,
Well, she might like it for some reason. Maybe she just heard that it's going to be a great coin. Like a lot of people are trading XRP. Um,
Ed,
and I can't find where it went. There it is. I mean, you can see how many trades each month. I mean, it might not be bad, but you just beware that it averages about 36 trades a month. And the auto trader is all about turning inventory. I want stuff that gives me, that's twice as many trades here. This one here is 3 times as many trades. So, I mean, you can do it. It's your choice what coins you want to trade. I wouldn't go crazy though and add 10 or 15 or 20 coins. That's the biggest mistake I see people making. Anything
okay,
else?
very cool.
Yep.
Yes, yes.
David asks, can you use different profit goals for each coin or, uh-oh, it disappeared.
Well, we know
Um,
the answer to that. No, the answer is no. It's the profit goal and the profits, all the settings on are
It's one
are
one
are
based on
profit
all
universal.
goal.
the
Yep.
are based on for all the coins at once.
Right.
They're all the
That
same.
was actually his exact question, so you answered
Right.
it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I
Attila, if
mean,
you would read the next one,
Yeah.
my screen glitched again.
Yeah. Brian is asking, how does the trader know what percentage of the total amount in your account to invest? Example, if I have $1,000, how does it determine how much to use and still have enough in reserve to buy more and more as it drops? That's a really good question.
well, that's because down at the bottom here, it says add on 3% drops. And I'm saying for 60 lots, which is going to give me 100% expected trading window all the way to the bottom. So it's got to divide up the money. If you have $1,000 and you're going to divide it by 60, well, you're not going to divide it by 60. The default is 25. Um, so 25 lots is going to give you a 75% trading window. So it's going to divide your money by 25.
Hmm. I think the simplest answer I could give is this trader, and Edward, you will agree with me. The best part of this trader is the money management part of it. Really,
Uh,
the answer is 2 words, Brian. Money management. That's how it does it.
And
Okay.
risk management.
But yeah,
But
yes.
but also it
No.
also that's how it's going to deal with your principal money, but it doesn't did you notice down here it did make a comment. All funds except profits saved will be used within that 25 lots. So it's not taking the money that the profits you've been making. That's set aside from what the auto trader is using. The auto trader is not using this $100,000 at
Hmm.
all. That's mine. I can go out with and just blow it.
Yeah.
It's my money.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
it's not
Fantastic.
affecting the auto trader.
Follow-up question from Anya. She says, when is a good time to go from paper trading to real trading? Yesterday,
now.
yesterday,
Now.
I know
Yes.
most people go live right away.
Yeah.
Anya, I when I bought the license again in March of 2024, I didn't do any paper trading because I already owned the trader in 2012, the stock trader. So I knew. And I know that some people have that reservation. Oh, let me paper trade to make sure it works. Let me emphasize, I do this every week. This is not a question whether or not does this work? Will it work? Can it work? It's been working 25 years, like clockwork. Never sells at a loss. And this is a recap for the gentleman that asked us to recap. Never sells at a
Terrence.
loss. Yeah, never sells at a loss. No stop loss. and no leverage used. If it goes up 5%, boom, takes your profit. If it goes down 3%, buys more at a discount, waiting for it to go back up. It is the most volatile financial asset class, so it will go back up. That's it. That's the
And we
summary.
don't care if we know it's going to wiggle. That's for sure. That's all we really need to know. As long
Yeah.
as the coin keeps wiggling, I don't care if it ever goes back up to the top. I don't care if ACH ever goes back to 12 cents. I'm just going to keep pumping money. I mean, I've already made 336,000 of actual physical money in profits. I'm only down 113,000 on the inventory that is still underwater. I've still got a net profit of 223,000. I
Yeah.
mean,
Can I make a comment?
Yep.
So, based on time performance, I mean, looking at exactly what you're pointing at, looking at the screen, right? You started with $200,000. If all of your cryptos went out of business tomorrow and you lost everything that was on the screen, it still took $200,000 and made almost $1 million. It's still 5 times your money, even if it went out of business. My point being is that over time, it literally just takes money, as Ed Barsano said, in perpetuity.
Yep. Thank you, Edward. Well said. And Anya, if you need help going live from paper trading to live, kind of a Coinbase, your API connection, just let us know. But I wouldn't wait to go live because you're at a good point now where you could start accumulating inventory and then boom, once, this trader, we didn't say this today, this trader has never seen a bull market. And still look at the money it's made.
it's been a down market the whole time since
Yeah,
the
man.
crypto winter started in October of 21. This thing has seen nothing but a down market, and it just keeps taking and taking and taking. And I'm glad that that happened.
Yeah. That's
I'm
a great
glad that
testimony. Yes.
we've never seen a bull market. That it really is a testament to the auto trader because we already know it's going to clean up in an up market.
Right.
Mhm.
Question.
So on that, if he who can win in a down market, man, is he who
Well
knows how to
said.
deal with losers will
Yeah, well
win.
said. Well
Most
Yeah.
said.
people don't know how to do that. They sell everything at a loss and they never recover.
Great point. Great point.
Last question from Colette on the Q&A section. Ed, on your trader under ACH, the next lot to close is minus 2.90, and the one after that is minus 14.43. Does
Right.
that mean the trader waited till ACH dropped 11% before it purchased again versus 3%?
Yes.
Or am I
Yes.
misreading it?
Well, the strategy, yes, that's what it waited for. Because the auto trader that was a good eye because I didn't show that very long. You didn't, I
Yeah,
mean, it
that was a
wasn't on
good
the screen
catch.
very
Yeah,
long.
yeah,
Um, the what it did was it has AI in it. And AI that you see that it says added to declining position. I never brag about AI. I've been doing AI since 1989, since my Microsoft days. And it was always in my traders for the last 25 years. I never brag about it. Other people brag, and I don't even think they really have AI, or I question whether they know even what AI is. But that'll hold off. That tells the auto trader, hold on, don't buy that position yet, even though the price is going lower, because the AI is saying it's going to go lower based on its history of 25 years of looking at the 27 indicators. Um, so it can hold off the auto trader and not let it buy it, even though it's going lower. Plus, there's other things in play. The stock market prices move like this, like a wave. The crypto market prices jump around. So it's possible the coin could have just dropped 11% in 1 minute. And then the auto trader bought 11% lower. So there's a lot of things in play. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes in here that you don't see in the code. It's millions of lines of code. And I've been dedicated, if you think about it, all those years programming in the Navy, plus the 2 years in nuclear engineering for the government, plus 8.5 years programming at Microsoft. Think of all the projects that I worked on, all the programs I wrote, hundreds of programs. In the last 25 years, I've only worked on one. GoBabyTrade.
All
That's
right.
it. I've dedicated my life to conquering the market. And I've got rid of all the negative stuff, all the things that would make you lose money. In my original auto trader, it was downloadable software onto your computer. The program was so big you couldn't even check your email while the auto trader was running. That was what the complaints I was getting from people. So I moved it to my high power servers. So and then I saw all the stuff that people were doing wrong. The old original Auto Trader had 10 screens of things you could change. This one has one screen of settings. I got rid of all the stuff that would cause you to lose money. I said,
Yep.
we are no longer gamblers here. We are just going to grind money out of that market, and I'm going to prove it's nothing but numbers going up and down. And it's actually, once you get all the bad stuff out and you're only left with grind out free money, it just becomes a money machine. And that's all it is a money machine. And I'm not
Amen.
bragging about it because I think it's infantile. I think if you took the people out of the equation and all the gambling and all the misinformation, the lies and the scams that are out there, if you took all that out of the equation, what are you left with? A 7-Eleven. Put product on the shelf and sell it at a higher price and do proper money management. People go wrong because they put all their money in up here and then they
Yep.
don't have any money to add down here when the price goes down. This is why all of society is bailing out of crypto. They're so afraid.
Hey,
So
Ed,
when the price goes down, the price is doing this like crazy, but they're not buying and selling because they used up their money up here.
We
And
got one
that's
more
why
question. One.
Sam's question about Bitcoin. If you would have used all your money on Bitcoin and just did a buy and hold up here, you got lucky because Bitcoin went up. The rest of the market didn't go up, it went down. And if you were just a buy and holder on most of the coins over the last 4 years, you'd be underwater and you'd be
Oh,
miserable because all the action is down here now, and they're literally having to wait for years for it to go back up here. The only solution for that is dump all that stuff, put it all in USDC, get an auto trader, and let the auto trader trade the heck out of it with that money. Otherwise, it's just going to be dead money for a long time before it goes back to where you originally bought it.
bingo. Folks, you're hearing the voice of conviction. This man for 25 years eats, sleeps, dreams, and does nothing else but program and make this tool better for us each. I mean, I bought the trader, what is it, 19 months ago? And since I bought it, you've made
You've seen a
about
lot of
10
changes.
you've made about 10 major improvements that made this thing just purr like a kitten. But we got one last question and one last comment. Russell says, how do I get my profits off to the exchange? It's real simple. You could get a debit card on Coinbase and put your profits there. Or Russell says that there's no button with which he could take his profits out. Well, your profits are going back into your USDC. Russell, perhaps you are trading US dollars. It doesn't matter, whichever one. The trader is not keeping your profits. You simply go in and you click on withdraw funds, and you send it to your bank or you send it to your debit card. It's really that simple. There's hundreds of videos on YouTube on how to withdraw your monies from Coinbase when it's in USD or USDC. It's really
But
simple.
Attila, I think his real question was, how does he get it from GoBabyTrade to his bank account? The
No,
answer
he
is
says his
GoBabyTrade
exact
can't
question is,
touch your money. Your
how do you
coins
get?
and your coins and your funds are in Coinbase.
That's right.
They're not in GoBabyTrade. GoBabyTrade can see your Coinbase account and send orders to it. The orders are being executed inside Coinbase, up here in
Correct.
Coinbase. Down
Correct.
here in GoBabyTrade can only see it and send orders. We don't have access to your money. We
No, his
can't
exact
transfer
question
it.
was, how do you get profits off the exchange? That was his
Oh,
exact
all
question.
right.
So yeah,
But
but
it's
thank
an
you.
important thing to note is we don't
Oh,
have access to it. Plus, the
no.
auto trader has a trader health meter built in. If you went under the menu and you could see health meter here at the bottom in
Yep.
there. It
That's
actually
very,
tells you if there's any errors in your trader, if you've done anything wrong. The
and
errors would be
this,
above all this green. It would be up at
and
the
this,
top. This one
this
has
did
no
not
error.
exist. This did not exist when I bought the Trader 19 months ago. This is only out like 2 months now. I think this is your latest major edition. Now, we do have a
Yeah.
really good comment, Ed, from Tony Nemo. He says,
Two good comments.
directed to all newcomers. This platform is very genuine. I assure you, I have traded since July 2025, and my current profit taking is $4,200. Nice. Thank you, Tony. Let's see how
Look at Tony's follow on. I'm so impressed with GoBabyTrade that each of my 3 children also have GoBabyTrade platform. If
Oh,
that's not a
nice.
testimonial, I mean, at the beginning I said, you'll watch the chat. You're going to see people that own the trader that believe in it. We're not telling them to say that, but literally what Mr.
No.
Barsano has done is change the dynamic and change the rules in your favor because everything else that you're exposed to is not in your favor.
It's not in your favor, right? You
Well,
know, I've got a lot of clients. We have got a lot of clients that husband, wife, and 3 kids, they got 5 accounts. I've got one whole family that has 19 family members,
wow.
and
Wow.
they got 19 auto traders, you know, and it's really the the ultimate trading tool. You know, me getting hammered in the 2000 market crash, my 22 million went down from 22 million to 10 million.
Hmm.
So it affected my life. It didn't affect my life, but it made me mad that I got robbed.
Yep.
And I said, you picked on the wrong person. I'm going to hurt you. And I don't know who you is, but I'm going to hurt you now. I will automate this market and prove it's just numbers going up and down. With the
Yep.
proper
Well,
money management and risk management built in, there's no way to lose. I
Yep.
don't know any way
oh,
to lose. Let me put it that way. I don't see it. I don't, it's just, we just keep grinding out free money almost
yeah.
every day. It's just free money.
Well, the
Well,
And
we
only way
really,
nothing
my
to
my only
say.
comment is the only way you can lose with this trader is if you mess with it. It comes
Well, that's
preset.
the biggest one.
It
Yeah.
yeah.
comes
If people do
preset.
that.
You don't have to touch it. All the hardest thing you have to do is decide what coins you want to trade and then sit back and relax, go to the beach, have a beer, spend more time with your family, and don't try and outthink 3 million lines of code. My
And
last
it will
comment.
Amen.
change your life. It will
Right.
change your life. You don't know it yet.
It's changed
But
mine.
I can tell you, it'll change your life. You no longer will look at the market with mystery ever again. You never have to worry. You know, right now, millions of people think other people know more than they do. Kind of like those talking heads on TV. They, you know, on MSNBC, you know, blah, 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 blah. They never tell you one thing to help you make money.
Right.
Never. It's just all noise. And all the
Yeah.
internet and all that stuff. It's all just, you know, you have this mystique about the market where you think other people know more than you. Nobody knows more than you. Don't lose that thought. Because if they did, they'd be rich beyond belief. I don't know more than you. I only know that it's all corrupt. And I know that if I just grind money out of the market forever, I'm going to win. That's all I need to know. I can't even. Crypto Casey's way smarter than I am, man. She knows about DeFi, and I mean, you could. Attila, usually you throw out all kinds of crazy acronyms that I don't even
Yeah.
know what
Well,
they are.
that's because I've been at this full time since September of 2020, and I know a thing or two. And here's the bottom line, folks. We have a gentleman with us today, our special guest, who created something that does not exist anywhere else with a 25-year track record that, like he said, he's got the market trapped and it's free money and down is good. That's the bottom line. So we really appreciate Ed. You've helped us to really condense this in a really nice 90-minute fashion, which we haven't done in a while. So we appreciate you for that. Edward, great job as always. We are here. Oh, by the way, announcement. We are not here next Wednesday. We are actually going to a crypto event down in South Florida, but we'll be back. What is it? February 7th, is it?
I think it's the 7th. Let me
I
just
think it's
confirm.
February the 7th, which is if that's a Wednesday, that's when we're back. No, I'm sorry. It's the
February 4th.
February 4th. We'll be right back here, and Mr. Barsano will be back with us. So All we could say is, if you have any other questions we haven't answered today, we're going to end this now. Please email us. You saw the two emails, the most important one being support@rctmarketingsystems.com. Send us an email with anything. If it's uber complicated or uber technical, we'll get it over to corporate. But you've also got the link in there. This recording will be coming to you within 24 hours. It'll be in your inbox. And we really appreciate everybody being here. Edward, great job. Ed Barsano, amazing job. And we'll see everybody next week. Go forth and multiply your money with the trader.
Yep. Let me just close one loop. I just reposted
Okay.
Casey's link. That is not only for your benefit and the discount, but remember what Attila talked about in doing your own research. If you click on that link, that doesn't obligate you to anything. It brings you to this page, and you can access all the reports and all of the information to do your own research,
Right.
as we just showed you, as Mr. Barsano's doing. So, with that, I'd like to personally thank everybody for your time. Mr. Barsano, thank you so much for
Thank you.
continuing to change everybody's life for the better and giving them a chance to prosper in a very, very confusing financial world. You made it easy. I always say you've made making money boring. Thank you for that. Attila, thank you so much. Thank you for the praise and great job to you as well. Thank you for everybody for your valuable time. Come back and join us, ask questions. We're approachable. You can always email us, suggest some time if you want a private session. If you're interested in buying the trader, we'll serve you at the highest level. Thank you very much.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. See you next time.
Go Navy.